we will cover that later on because coming on right now, our next big guest of tonight, current Lucha Underground star, known as Marty the Moth, TV actor, former competitor of Tough Enough 2011. Hopefully he doesn't get mad for this long intro. Bringing in the man himself, Martin Cassus. Welcome, brother.
How you doing, man? Cassus. Martin Cassus. It's okay. Everyone always messes that up. It's all right.
Well, I apologize. People mess my street last name out, so I'm sorry. Cassus. Martin Cassus, welcome, man. How you feeling?
Doing pretty good, man. How you doing?
Doing well. We got to ask you, what do you want us to call you? Martin, Marty the Moth. Do you have a nickname you want us to refer to you by?
You can literally call me whatever you'd like. You can call me Marty. You can call me whatever you'd like to call. I give zero shits.
That's good.
No, you already sent me a thing I can swear. My girlfriend's yelling at me, you can't swear on a podcast. I'm like, no, they told me I can say.
Oh, yeah. You see what you want. Like I told you off air, see what you want on this show. Your brethren of Lucha, Christopher DeJoseph, Johnny Mundo. We had a lot of Melissa Santos, had a lot of good old buddies from Lucha Underground on our show, just as well as you. So just definitely had fun. Now, as we're random here on this show, I'm not sure if you heard when we had Bobby Fish on for Ring of Honor, we announced you coming on. A lot of fans hit us up, killing us about Adam Sandler. And he said, wait, he was on Adam Sandler's movies. He was like, why is Adam Sandler still making movies? Why is he on Netflix? And then he realized you was on a movie. Sandy Wrestler. So to start things off, tell us how it is, how it came about you being in the movie Sandy Wrestler and also working with Adam Sandler. Terry Crews, I believe, was in the movie as well. And if you can, as fans are DMing me now, solve the mystery of Adam Sandler's movies. I'm an Adam Sandler fan. I know some people aren't. I know may not be the biggest of movies as of late, but if you can answer that for us, please.
No, how I got onto the show, or what's going on with Adam Sandler?
How did you get onto the show?
Well, actually, I have a friend who does some stunts in Los Angeles, an old friend from high school, and I told her I'd like to do more stunts and more stuff in film just in general, because you learn a lot of skills wrestling over the years that a lot of people don't have. Hollywood's finally realizing that wrestlers can do more than just be wrestlers. So that's why you're seeing John Cena in movies. That's why you're seeing The Rock in movies. And they're killing it. And so it's doing good for everybody. She said, hey, they're looking for wrestlers. They got a scene there where there's going to be some wrestling going on. And so I actually said, sure, I'll send my stuff. Before I even sent my stuff over, someone contacted me, the stunt coordinator, and said, hey, we'd like to get this is the description of what we're looking for. I threw in my stuff. I threw in some of my other stuff, and it worked out well. I spent a week down there wrestling with Terry Crews. The man is a beast, like 4% body fat, and he's like almost 49 years old, I think. He is a beast, and yet the nicest man in the world. I got to hang out with Terry Crews for a week, and then I got to talk shit to Adam Sandler during filming. So it's not a bad trip, and they gave me a nice little paycheck to go with it.
Definitely not bad. Let's imagine Terry Crews on Lucha Underground. Do you think he could fit in as a character on Lucha Underground?
Oh, yeah. I think Terry would fit in very well on Lucha Underground.
President Camacho.
I should hit him back up and say, come on down to the wrestling ring. I think he's doing just fine on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He's pretty excited about that. But maybe I can get him. I'm trying to get him to the ring once we start up season 4.
Yeah, well, I do want to shout out Brooklyn Nine-Nine, one of our favorite shows on TV. Definitely love it. Definitely love that show. And, of course, Lucha Underground, one of the best wrestling shows on TV. It has so much of a unique feel. We one of the contributors of getting it out there in this area, the East Coast. And I was saying my girlfriend who watches wrestling, she is a watches it here and there, and she even was into it. And other people that are not wrestling fans or not regular fans like we are, or even cover this for a living, people that I know of, I've had watch it. They haven't watched wrestling since Flair or Hogan or Sting or The Rock or Austin. They felt captivated and said, "Hey, this looks a little different. I like the feel of this. This doesn't feel like WWE or Impact, and nothing against those. It just felt totally different." So you want your take,
exactly.
Martin, of why do you feel Lucha Underground is so unique? And then tell us about your character on Lucha Underground, Marty the Moth.
Well, I think there's a huge difference between Lucha Underground and any other wrestling program out there. The reason being is that we're a TV show with professional wrestling in it, where everybody else is a wrestling product with a TV show. So it makes perfectly good sense in a TV show to have the literal incarnation of death, Katrina, teleporting all around, people coming back to life, people dying. There's been 2 people killed thus far on Lucha Underground, at least.
Yeah.
You can have that in a TV show, but you can't really do that in a just wrestling program environment. Like they try to kill Vince McMahon. That went over not so well.
They didn't.
So it didn't, no. So in the TV show environment, we can play with a lot more supernatural elements. People can come back from the dead. I can kill people. I can creep out people and be stocky with Melissa Santos. There's a lot of freedom that we can do where we're trying to create superheroes while everyone else is trying to just put their wrestling product on TV. So I think that's going to be the big difference between Lucha Underground and all the other wrestling promotions out there right now.
Thank you for that. Go ahead, Toph. Toph, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just listening to you guys.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
And as far as Marty the Moth, I think, honestly, the Marty the Moth character has had one of the larger story arcs of the entire season. I came in, I was originally brought in to be comedic relief. The executive producer of the show is Eric Van Wagenen, and he knew me from WWE Tough Enough. So he knew I was a goof because he saw me playing around in the house just doing what I normally do and goof off. That's kind of what I like to do. And he's like, I don't know what we're going to do with you, but we want you to be on the show, and we want to try and I just want you to make people laugh. I'm like, okay, I can do that. So they started me out with the magician gimmick, and they realized, hey, this guy can indeed wrestle. He can make us laugh. And eventually got to the point where I couldn't wrestle because of insurance reasons. I got a concussion in the first part of season 1, and that's why you don't see Marty the Moth until episode 20-something in season 1.
That explains it. I wondered that.
Yeah, that explains it. Yeah, I was one of the first ones signed to Lucha Underground, but the second or third match I had there, and there was a dark match because I didn't know what the heck to do with me yet. I actually got a concussion, and the way their rules are is insurance says I can't wrestle for 3 months, and 3 months was essentially most of the shooting of season 1 during that time. So, well, I guess here's a little teaser, I guess. I am on Lucha Underground episode 3 in my other gimmick, Magnificent Marty. I have a bow tie, and I walked out with beautiful Brenda on my side. It was a ridiculous gimmick, and I'm glad Marty the Moth came about because I am a horrible magician. So it worked out well.
Yes, it did. Wow. One of the things a fan sent me is the curb stomp. You know, Seth Rollins used it in WWE. They stopped him from using it. Now he uses, the knee, the flying knee or knee strike. You're able to use that on Lucha Underground. Talk about the evolution of your movesets. What did you use? What wrestlers or what time period or even movies or media did you use to evolve your moveset to be unique?
Really, I just look for what's out there and what you would see in a lot of fights. Because I don't have a fancy Prince Puma style where I'm jumping around and doing flips and stuff. I can do flips and stuff, but there's enough of that in Lucha Underground. So in order for me to stick out, I got to be something different. So I have my style as a brawling sort of fight style. I'm supposed to be a crazy, out of his mind, essentially a giant kid as Marty the Moth. So I don't see a crazy out of his mind kid knowing karate or doing these fancy things. He's just going to fight. So that's why you see me doing German suplexes and mostly exploding suplexes, drop kicks, stuff that you would see that are really basic. It's just doing them in a little bit different way. That's why I like to kind of keep it into a brawl. Like you could see someone in a real fight doing a German suplex where they just try to get him off the ground and off the ground and slam him down as hard as they can. A lot of these other things I just like to do because I like to portray as a fighter, as a brawler, and I learned from Stone Cold Steve Austin that after Tough Enough that I didn't do any fancy moves, kid. I just drank some beer, flipped people off, and people reacted to my character. So get your character over. You don't have to do all that fancy shit. That's essentially what he told me. So that's exactly what I kind of went with, and I got the character over. The people are really relating to the character, and so I keep things simple and just keep the character going because no matter what I do, I can do 1,000 flips, and that's cool, but it's already being done. So let's just make this character stick out so people remember. I don't remember a single thing that happened in that match, but, man, that guy creeped me the fuck out.
Yeah. See, the character is a little creepy, I would say, but it's unique. It gives a testament to the strength and ability that you have and your talent because Lucha Underground is full of characters. Everybody stands out for their own reasons. And the fact that you still stand out apart from like Mill or Prince Puma or even Killshot or everyone else gives a testament to the talent that you have and that the character and the direction that you guys have done. So that's a good thing.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's definitely trying to make it stick out. And I'm going for longevity, and people relate to characters. So that's what I'm kind of shooting for. And I hate to say it this way, but, hey, Stone Cold Steve Austin said so, and so that's what I'm going to do. He kind of knows his shit when it comes to wrestling.
Yes, he does. Go ahead, Toph. I know you had a couple questions.
Yo, okay. I'm going to call you Mr. Moth, if that's okay. I'm just trying to keep kayfabe alive. You know how it is.
Let's do it.
All right, cool. My first question is, when you're in the ring and you do the stuff with Melissa, did you guys like talk about it beforehand, or are you just like winging it like an improv?
It's to the point now where she knows it's coming, but she doesn't know what is coming. That sounds dirty, but I don't tell her anything that I'm gonna do. I whisper the worst shit into her ear, whether she can hear me or not. I'm trying to actually make her break. So she is very, very professional and making me work to try and make her break. So when I can gross her out, because she has no idea what I'm doing, so I can just try and think of the worst shit possible to say in her ear, or just say something and touch her slightly just to creep her out and freak her out a little bit. Everything there is all improv. All she knows is I'm going to mess with her somehow. That's all she knows. So props to Melissa Santos for keeping professional while letting me fuck with her a little bit.
All right, cool. Second question is what you said earlier about your character being one of the longer arcs on the show. I agree with. Lucha always has like different character arcs. When you first started, you mentioned you were one of the first to get the contract. What was your goal at the beginning? Like, were you trying to be the champion? Were you trying to be like the creepiest heel? Like, what was your goal at first?
Really, my goal, and I've actually never told you this, that's a very good question. So I do a lot of podcasts, so well done. My goal was to prove that I wasn't the Martin Cassus that you saw on WWE Tough Enough. Everybody saw a cool dude that could wrestle in these basic things, but they'd never actually seen a Martin Cassus match. So I wanted to go there and prove that I belonged there and that I can excel there. Right now, that was my only goal when I first started, was to prove that I belonged there. And really, it was to other people and to myself that I do belong in a locker room, because we really do have some of the best wrestlers in the world in that locker room, hands down. You got Ricochet, who's Prince Puma. He's, I would say, one of the top wrestlers in the world at this current point in time. Donnie Mundo has just done some amazing things, and and he's got a new movie out called Boone the Bounty Hunter. Go check it out. Yeah. But we really do, within Rey Mysterio and the people that have been in that locker room, we really do have a roster that is one of the best in the world. And so I wanted to prove to myself and to the people in charge that, hey, we didn't screw up by hiring this guy. That was my first goal. Now it's just to run the place. The Moth's about to take over the temple, baby.
Okay, last question for me. Is there anybody so far that you haven't worked with that you would like to work with and like actually have like a storyline that, you know, pays off at Ultima Lucha, the next one, of course? You know, is there any guys right now that you like to work with that you haven't?
I worked with one. I'm gonna give you two answers, because there's two people I really, really want to work. But I've worked one at on our tour when Lucha Underground did a tour. Paul London is a guy that I always wanted to be in the ring with, and these two people are like two of my best buds when it goes to that locker room. But I was able to wrestle Paul in Houston when we did the tour. But that is a man that I would love to do some angles with. And have a feud with, because I think that'd be really fun, between the craziness and the brutality that you're going to see a lot of out of the Marty the Moth character versus the almost hallucinogenic drug-like character of Paul London and the Bunny Tribe you see there. I think that could be some fun, trippy-ass stories. The other person, and this one I had never wrestled for or with, and this is the second show I've been on with him, because he was on WWE Tough Enough with me that season, is Son of Havoc.
Yeah.
I have never wrestled Son of Havoc. He's come to my promotion here in Utah to wrestle. I never got to touch him in WWE Tough Enough, and I still yet to touch him on the Indies and in Lucha Underground. He's been my buddy for years now, since 2011. So what is that, 6 years? And I have still yet to touch him in a wrestling ring. So that is one man that I would love to have a feud. The fans are really behind Son of Havoc right now. And I don't know how you can't be, because he's freaking amazing. But I think with how much they hate me and they love him, that could be really fun.
He's a real nice guy, too. We got to talk to him backstage at some events. Wrestling events we were at. Nice guy as well.
I think it's a compliment on Lucha Underground's part that both you and him were in Tough Enough, and as a fan, I forget about that because of how different and how cool your characters are. I remember when I found out that Son of Havoc was on Tough Enough, I was like, what? No! And then someone sent me the link, and I was like, oh yeah, but that really shows how far he's come, and I totally forgot you were on Tough Enough until you just mentioned it. So that's really a testament to how good your character is. Thank you for answering the question.
Well, I feel good about that. Yeah, no, that was a great freaking question. But no, I feel really good about that, because you saw my face on Tough Enough, so it wasn't a surprise. You see my face on Lucha Underground. Son of Havoc has his face covered. But man, he looks crazy now that I look back when I go watch. People send me pictures sometimes of Tough Enough, and I see him without his beard, and it's a huge, beautiful beard right now. But when when I go back, he did not have that beard there at all, and he looks completely different. So, but definitely, I appreciate it. That's actually awesome. So I feel really good about that.
Yeah, was going to say to you, doing our research, I was like, wait, he wasn't tough enough, wasn't he? You like Toph mentioned, I forgot. And you know, you spoke. We're speaking for a while now off air, the past couple of weeks, trying to get a date. And I was like, wait, he wasn't tough enough, and I had no idea. Once we did our research and looked you up, I was like, oh yeah, that crap, it is him. But this to show the evolution that you have done with your character and the growth you had since 2011 to now definitely says a lot.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I know I talked with Steve Austin. Steve Austin was awesome. He gave me his number after Tough Enough, and we had some chats after. And I asked him point blank, you saw what I can do. You saw who I was. What do I need to do to get there? And that was back in the day where I really was wanting to get to the Fed. And he said, really, you did great. You would have won WWE Tough Enough if you wouldn't have broke your ankle, which was good to hear, but really just get bigger. So I hired a personal trainer, got 40 pounds bigger, and grew my hair out, and I don't look like Donnie Osmond, as they used to call me in WWE Tough Enough anymore. So it's been a long transformation.
If you can, tell us a typical day going through Tough Enough. I know Eric Van Wegman, who we had on the show as well, was one of the producers of Tough Enough. Take us behind the scenes of Tough Enough for 2011, working with Austin and working with the other people in WWE. How was it?
It was, I think the biggest thing that messed with me with the whole Tough Enough experience is, the push-ups and the sit-ups and the squats and the million things we did before we got in the ring, they sucked. But I think the mind games with me of they didn't tell you when training was the next day. There was just training. Somebody came to the kitchen, and then you went back down. And they were wanting somebody to be late so they could yell at them for TV. So the first thing that we were worried about is, just for me, I went to the kitchen as early as freaking possible so that I can not be the one that's missed. And since we didn't know whether practice was going to be at 6 in the morning or 11 o'clock, there's a lot of hanging out in the kitchen. So that was something that kind of messed with me the most. So I would immediately go to the kitchen, hang out there. I started doing it at like 6 a.m. just so I knew they would come in one day with all early and try and be all angry with us. I would eat breakfast in there. Usually about 10-ish they would come out and grab us, anybody in the kitchen. So if you weren't in the kitchen at that time, you weren't at practice. You get down there, you work your butt off. Then you get in the ring, and I really wish we could have done a lot more wrestling than we did. I feel like it was mostly just beat you up stuff. We went home, we changed, showered, whatever, and then we got ready for the next challenge, which was some creative thing. Like one time there was a cheerleading thing or something like that, but it was something you never knew. One time it was a dog bites you in the ass as you run away from a canine. So you just didn't know what to expect with the next. But after that, it was Party Central. So you got through 2 challenges. We figured out who was the bottom 3. If you weren't in the bottom 3, it was Party Central for you. You were having fun, and then you would, of course, talk about, oh, crap, that might be my buddy gone. So there was that drama going on, and then we just everyone hung out. It was a great experience there. It was chilling in a mansion, a bunch of cool people, some people I still keep in contact with. Lucha Underground was definitely an experience I'll never forget. It gave me a lot of opportunities, and I got to meet Steve Austin, Booker T, and we got to get in touch with both of them, and pretty much that whole cast. So I met some good people in that thing. That was a really good show, a good experience.
We do have another question from our staff member. Did ask to say, if you had the opportunity to go back to WWE right now, would you go back? Or would you stay currently in Lucha Underground and work the indie circuit?
I know Lucha Underground right now is pretty hot, and we're about hopefully to go to season 4. I would absolutely not go anywhere. Lucha Underground, I was here when the doors opened. I'm going to be here when the doors close. They can offer, but I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm a Lucha guy through and through. I'm open to hearing things, but I'm a Lucha guy. It's going to take something really significant before I decide to go anywhere.
And want to give you props, Martin, for that, because of course you hear the cliche answers. Oh, WWE, everybody wants to go to WWE. Who want to go to WWE? But the fact that you were honest and people realize that every wrestler, they don't want you to say wrestler, superstar. Every superstar of a wrestler necessarily may not want to go to WWE. They may want to work the indie circuit. They may want to, as Bobby Fish said, work in RH or Impact or TNA or the Anthem Hour, what you call them, and Lucha Underground, and Pro Wrestling Guerrilla and Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, and so many of other pro wrestling, established pro wrestling companies, and the opportunity now with these big indie promotions, maybe they just want to stay.
Yeah, well, it's just Lucha, when you're in the WWE, you're just strictly wrestling. I do so much outside of wrestling that staying at Lucha would give me the ability to do so. Like we just talked about that Adam Sandler movie. That was a blast. I've been in several TV shows besides wrestling shows, on Barter Kings, and a few other things as well that I had a blast doing acting. So Lucha gives me that practice in those vignettes, and I have a blast in those vignettes at Lucha Underground. That gives me the chance to do more acting. Yeah, they're fun, and the fans seem to really like them. No, but it gives me the ability to do my acting on the outside, stay home with my girlfriend, and I opened up a supplement company in January. It's allowed me to help a lot of people in that realm, both financially and physically. I wouldn't be able to do all these other things if I went to the WWE.
What about think of it? What about acting? Do you love? I know your passion is wrestling, and it's a good point. WWE is just wrestling, or I don't know, performing, or they don't like the word wrestling. Remember, it's entertainment and superstar and WWE studios. What about acting? That's your passion. What about acting that makes you passionate? And who do you draw from when you act?
Really what excites me about acting is just the fact of entertaining people, and I think it's the same kind of feeling with wrestling, where with wrestling I get the satisfaction of making them do something emotionally right then and there, and in acting I get to do it where I get to see that same reaction in 4 months from now when it comes to the TV, or making somebody believe you're completely something else than what you really are, and just entertaining them in that factor. I think entertainment's just been the big thing for me for both realms, so that's what makes me love acting as well. I had a girl who went to Comic-Con this last weekend, Comic-Con Revolution, and a husband came up to me and said, my wife is over there, and she can't come over here because she's literally scared of you. You creep her the freak out, and she cannot see you, or she will hyperventilate.
Did he really say freak out?
No, he did not. Nope, he said, you freak her the fuck out. That's exactly what he said.
There you go. That's the Marty you like.
Yeah, might as well. I figure I'm throwing out a lot of fuck words anyway, so I'm trying to save one. So, fuck it, we'll bring it back.
Hey, brother, we done had the king of F-bombs and a good buddy of mine, Rip Rogers, on this show. And I don't believe there's anybody in the business, past, the present, or in the future, that can drop any more F-bombs in such creative ways than my man Rip Rogers. So I've said it myself, and Jim Cornette has on record said the same thing, ironically. So you drop all the F-bombs you want, and that's all good. Definitely like that.
Well, fuck yeah.
Between Rip Rogers, F-bombs, and I think Saltine, other buddy Russo, I think the F-bombs from Rip Rogers and the Bro Meter from Russo.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know all about Russo. I worked with him in Colorado, actually, recently, so he's fun.
Yeah,
he's definitely going to bring that fuck meter up.
Yeah, the fuck meter is you got the Bro. We call him Brother Bro. So, bro, what's up, brother? What's up, bro? Everything's bro. Gotta love him. Speaking of, why do you think and we'll get to the Marty the Moth character in a second, and we'll talk about movies as well. Why do you think Russo, and you work with Russo, you know Russo, I personally talked to him off air, we've had him on our show. Why do you think Russo gets so much of a bad rap in the business?
To me, I think it's just he was the one that was shown and highlighted as the writer of the WCW at that time, and people had a great memory of WCW until the very end, and it just wasn't what it used to be. So he was the one outed out for that. And the funny thing is everybody yells at him for what happened to WCW, but they also don't keep in mind he might have wrote some bad storylines, but he also wrote great storylines too. So they always forget the bad stuff. People always cling to the negative stuff before they cling to the good stuff. So I think that's why he just got highlighted as that guy who took down WCW. He's a nice dude. He's not the devil, but I've heard people call him the devil.
It's funny because, and I normally don't do this, but I'll plug kayfabe commentaries. We know Sean Oliver. They did something called their most despised, where the fans rated the top 5 most despised people in the business. And would you know that Russo made number 2, only second to Vince McMahon? But get this. Do you know that Vince Russo, according to fans, and Topher's going to go off on this. Do you know that Vince Russo and Vince McMahon is more despised than Chris Benoit, who murdered his family and himself, and the guy who murdered Bruiser Brody? So fans actually despise and hate Russo more than actual murderers. Can you believe that?
Yep. With the way the society is now? Yeah. Is it sad as shit? Yeah. Gosh. Yeah. No, that's the way the world is, unfortunately. And the funny thing is the people on that list, Vince McMahon and Russo, without them, wrestling wouldn't be what it is today for people to sit and bitch at. It's usually the most hated people and the most loved people. You're either one or the other, but you're the reason why most people are being able to bitch for. In this situation, it's wrestling. Without these guys, it wouldn't be that.
And just to let you know, the Bruiser Brody killer was 5. 4 was John Laurinaitis. 3 was Benoit. 2 was Russo. 1 was Vince McMahon. Honorable mention, Eric Bischoff. So, definitely crazy. So, Marty the Moth, Lucha Underground, military, depictions military background, military character wearing the militant gear. We talk about movies a lot on the show and comic books. Since you're a big movie buff, you're into acting, name us your top 3 military movies of all time.
Interesting. The funny thing is, I only wore that military stuff. I only wore that Army stuff one episode.
Right.
That's the only episode I wore it for. Gosh, it's been a while. I know movies I want to go see. There's some military movies I want to see, but it's been a long time since I watched. I think last one I saw was Black Hawk Down or something.
Oh, man.
It's been a long time. I don't get a lot of chances to sit around and watch movies, unfortunately. Today I'm vegging out. I'm doing this podcast, but today is like one of the days actually that I can sit and do anything. And then it happens to coincide with the day that Injustice 2 comes out. So rather than watching a movie, I'm going to be playing video games like a 12-year-old and geeking out for Batman and Superman. So I don't get to watch a lot of Army movies. Sorry, bro.
That's why we will segue to that, because we talk about that just as much. And that's why we mentioned the question, because we saw the picture. We was like, wait, he's only wore the military gear one episode, but bet you nobody asked him this about the military movies. But speaking of Injustice 2, myself, Saltine, other staff members did pre-order Injustice. we pre-ordered the Ultimate Edition. We'll be getting our copies tomorrow, and we're a little late. But to you, Martin, Injustice 2, did you get the Ultimate Edition? And when you do play it, if you haven't played it already, who's going to be the first character you choose?
Yes. Fuck to the yes. I got the Ultimate Edition.
Wait, fuck to the yes? Is that a first? I think it is, Toast. We got to have
fuck to the yes on your show. Is that the first one?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Well, fuck to the yes. I got the Ultimate Edition. FYI, let me know if your guys' codes work, because my code isn't working to get all your freaking shit that we got for the Ultimate Edition. So before I celebrate, I'm literally like, I picked it up and I pushed play and went through the tutorial, and then we started this podcast. So that's my experience with this game so far. So I'm jazzed like a 10-year-old to go play it. But tell me if you guys' codes work, because the DLC on the game, and I'm not crapping on the game, but I'm angry about this right now, it's not working for a bunch of people. I went up on the webs and looked it up, and everybody's codes aren't working, so I'm pretty sad about that. But on a happy note, I've been playing the mobile game as well. I've been now just starting now, and I would normally go with Superman. However, this game, I don't like him as much. I'm a Batman guy for Injustice 2.
Oh, of course.
Injustice 1, though, I'm a Superman guy all the way through. But I just feel like he looks weird with the headgear and stuff like that. I don't like the way he looks in this game. Does he look weird to you guys?
Yeah, he do. Yeah, he does. Now, we had to say, Saltine, fuck to the no, because his code doesn't work. So from fuck to the yes or fuck to the no. And Martin, I'm not really much of a cusser, but I only do it on occasions. I'll say this. Anybody that knows me personally knows I'm Batman all the way. I'm a big comic book collector. We just had free comic book day last week with some business partners of huge comic book stores. Like you, we hated how Batman was used in Injustice 1. I barely used him. I even used Nightwing more than Batman, because I just thought he was so dumbed down.
You just didn't like the way he's just sort of that?
I hate it.
What do you like about him?
I hated using Batman in Injustice 1. His moveset was just diluted. I use Superman, and I'm not a Superman fan. I rightfully, and my staff can attest to this, I've used Superman more times, never thought I'd say this, willingly, than Batman.
Wow.
Ooh, I thought you were a Batman guy.
Yeah, and that's from Injustice 1, because I just didn't like how Batman was used, and I used Nightwing. Hell, I even use, what's that, Solomon Grant, what's the dude name? The Solomon
Grundy.
I haven't used him more than Batman.
Wow. I hated Solomon Grundy.
Yeah, I just hated how he was used in Injustice 1. But
that's so crazy to me, because I loved his moveset. That was what him, and I liked the different styles between him and Superman, because one was a heavier hitter and one was the quick. Batman was the quick guy, and I actually loved Batman more than anybody else's. And his combos, his special attacks were so much easier than everybody else, because with me, I was stuck on Mortal Kombat where it's down left or down left down right. Yeah, down left or down right, something. Usually with Batman, that worked out pretty well. So actually, I'm super surprised, because I have not heard Batman, no one liking Batman as far as the moveset.
Yeah, and granted, I just felt his moveset could have been a little more expanded. Now, he wasn't a character I hated in the game. I just thought they could have did a little bit more. So hopefully, is that you, Martin, coughing? Is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm dying. Sorry, I've been getting sick lately.
It's Injustice 2, man. Them codes. Did you get it from GameStop?
Hey.
It's the GameStop's problem.
Yeah, I got sick from GameStop. I did. I got it from GameStop, so I got Darkseid. I have literally just done the tutorial, and that's all I've done. But I've been playing the mobile just the last couple of days just get excited for it because I couldn't hold it anymore. I've been waiting for this game forever. Yeah, I am a dork. I'm just realizing how dorky I sound right now. I'm like, I'm playing with this.
Now, so you can feel better. I'll let you know we have we're good friends with AJ Styles, and when my former co-host NSC Game Boy, and we all hung out with AJ Styles about right before he went to WWE. And he's a big gamer, and NSC Game Boy and AJ Styles did a big trade with video games and the video game system, and we talked with AJ Styles and a lot of wrestlers about video games and comic books, and so you're not alone.
Oh, definitely not. The Lucha guys actually usually end up. It used to be parties upstairs, but now a lot of the party upstairs went down to somebody's room where they'd have UFC or Mortal Kombat. Those are the two popular ones. So you'd see Shane Strickland and Prince Puma beating the shit out of each other, and that'd be more competition than actually everything else they were doing. That was the most competitive they were. So it's great. No, it's video games. Thank God.
Sorry, kayfabe is dead. So, good personal friends with Shane Strickland. We've been good friends with him for a good 5 years. Great ring talent, and when he told us he got called up to Lucha Underground, kill shots. Definitely was happy for him. Hopefully your codes work. I'll definitely contact you tomorrow when we get our calculation. If the codes work, you better.
Please do. I actually totally want you guys to do it. Don't say it and not do it. I really totally want you guys to because I'm pissed about this.
So with that, speaking of comic book movies, fans are now hitting me up about comic books. Did you see Guardians of the Galaxy 2? If not, do you want to? And your thoughts on the Wonder Woman movie?
I haven't yet, but I do want to. It looks cool as shit. I'm not running to the theaters to see it, but I do want to see it soon. I don't care if it's in the theater or at home. I actually like watching movies at home more. But Wonder Woman, I'm actually a little bit more excited with than Guardians of the Galaxy, just so I can see DC do something right. I've not liked the way things have gone.
Yeah, now, a fan question. A couple of them got some of the same ones. Martin, love your character on Lucha Underground. You're creepy as fuck. They say, your thoughts of Batman versus Superman. And then another fan wants to know, all right, were you a fan of the Watchmen movie?
You know what? I actually never have seen the Watchmen movie.
Wow.
I feel like that's a sin, but I've not seen it at all.
So, what about Batman versus Superman?
Batman versus Superman, I thought was a good movie. But I'm a Superman and a Batman fan. They could have gone for 3 more hours. I would have been fine. But that was just because I like to see Batman and Superman on the same screen together. To the general audience, people are used to laughing like they do at Marvel movies, and unfortunately that's what there was a lack of in that movie. I get what they were going for, but people want to go to a superhero movie and be superhero and laugh. So I liked it though. I went and bought it the second it came out.
People definitely said, hashtag Marty, we do hope you feel better. Hashtag
thank you.
Blame GameStop.
Blame GameStop. Well, I called them. I was like a 12-year-old calling GameStop, trying. My code don't work. I can't get my game.
I can't wait for GameStop to just go under.
Good.
Yeah, but they got to. The dude was super nice, so I'm not going to shit on GameStop. But the dude was super nice. It's just the code don't freaking work. Rap shag it.
Now, when you went to GameStop, did anybody recognize who you were?
They looked at me funny, but then he's like, "Do I know you?" I'm like, "No." Then I said, "We have we're on Netflix." He's like, "Oh, I know that's in my bin or something to watch or something." So that's interesting. He knew me from before, but it wasn't blatant. But yeah, okay, yeah, he recognized me. I just realized that. Okay, yeah, he did. It was cool.
Well, you can't let them know that you are Marty the Moss from Lucha Underground. You are a part of one of the biggest shows on TV and Netflix. And it's very important that you have the DLC code to work for Injustice 2. Page your heart.
It's very freaking important. His name was Daisy. He was cool as hell. But damn it, the codes don't work. And I know it's not him, but damn, I want my damn codes to work.
I have one last comment for Mr. Marty.
Go to us.
All right, Mr. Marty, God willing, if everything goes well, and, you have a Lucha Underground Season 4 and all that, if you're in the main event of Ultima Lucha against, Mia Mortez or Pentagon, if someone walks up to you and they say, we should have a House of Horrors match involving a refrigerator, just kill the person, please.
Yeah, people can die in Lucha.
People can die. So they might come back next year and do the House of Horrors match. It could happen in Lucha. You just never know. That fridge might be used.
Yes. I know you mentioned before. I think you mentioned this when we had Melissa Santos on, and when we had the Christy Joseph about I don't know why his name escapes me. The guy in charge. What's his name? The one that has the office.
Cuero.
Can you explain to us, Marty? And Toph mentioned this. What time zone or universe is his office in? Because as Toph mentioned, it's sometimes outside is sunlight, then it's dark outside. You don't know where his office is located. It's supposedly in the temple, but then you see the sun. It's like, what's going on?
But what I joked about with Dario Cueto is if anybody, you put me on the spot. The movie with Antonio Banderas, what was it, Desperado? That movie?
Yeah,
Desperado.
Yeah,
Desperado, like the beginning scene where like he's in a bar and they're like, what's in the guitar? He's like, oh, what's in the case? He's like, it's guitar. Like it has like that when they filmed that scene, it must have been like around 5 or 6 because you could see like the sun was going down, but there was still like a little sunlight. Dario Cueto's office like forever has that twilight look. Like it's never morning, it's never night. It's like always 6 o'clock. So it's like time stands still every time they show Dario.
Yeah, well, those are when all the cool shit happens. They're not going to film all the other stuff. So, yeah, it's always just a fucked up time for Dario Cueto's office. It's just another way for us to mess with your heads.
I will say, because we was in Orlando we was doing some work in Orlando for WrestleMania weekend, working a panel at WrestleCon. Fans went to us and was like, wait, we saw Mill at WrestleCon, and he was hella small. A lot of fans were very, I believe, disappointed seeing Mill in person, realized he was smaller than what they've seen on TV. Do you have any comments on that?
No, that's the first I've actually heard that.
I guess he thought he was a little bigger on TV as opposed to seeing him in person.
Okay. Well, everyone's opinion of each other. I just definitely would not be wanting caught in an alley with the get big motherfucker there, because he's big as shit in an alley. So, yeah, he's strong as shit. He's big. Maybe he's not as big as everyone thinks, but that's everyone's perception. So I thought Tom Cruise was 7 foot tall when I was in Mission Impossible. I thought it was cool as shit. And then I find out he's like 4'9" right now.
The monster reminds me a lot of, it reminds me a little bit of Taz, like in the ECW days. Taz wasn't that big either, but he was very strong, and he could, like, suplex people and stuff. I like his finisher.
Yeah.
Power slam variation. It's very different. It's cool.
Yeah, it's an amazing. Yeah, he's just good. He's just really good. I was with him this weekend, actually.
With Boone the Bounty Hunter, which is a movie we definitely can't wait to see, you have to please check it out.
Please go check that out. You guys have better go buy that. Boone the Bounty Hunter, see it, because it's amazing.
Yes, we will. They're buddies with Johnny Mundo. definitely always supported us, and such a great guy too. Just seeing him in person, talking to him in shows. If you could cast the Expendables 4, who would you add to it?
Me and Johnny Mundo.
Yes, you and Johnny Mundo. Who else?
I'm going to put Steve Austin in there. I'm going to have to put Arnie and jeez, what's his name? He's Rambo. Stallone. I'm going to have him in there just because I actually do like him. Oh, I'm definitely having Terry Crews in there. That's it.
Yeah,
I don't need anybody else. I got two older guys who knows what's going on. They'll teach us all the right stuff. I got Terry Crews that will entertain the shit out of us. And I got Mundo who's going to, like, do all the cool flips. And I just get to smile a lot. So it's perfect. We got the whole operation covered. That's a great freaking team right there, I think.
I'm thinking of it. What about, there's no other 80s or 90s action stars that you may even want to add? Who haven't the Expendables used yet? It seems like they've used up everybody.
Yeah, that's the hard thing about Expendables. They got all. I don't know. Have you guys ever seen Kung Fury?
Oh, I love Kung Fury. Yeah, definitely love
Have you guys have seen Kung Fury? Yeah, no, fuck Steven Seagal. No,
yeah,
I want the Kung Fury guy. Just give one-liners all day in this freaking Expendables team. I think that would be fantastic.
Yeah. I don't think they used Donnie Yen yet, either. I don't think they used him either. Really don't.
That is true, yeah. They haven't used Donnie Yen. They haven't used Chow Yun-Fat. They haven't used... Well, remember Michael Dudikoff from the American Ninja movies? Remember him?
Yeah.
Where's he been at? What happened to him?
He flipped into another universe.
Probably so. Marty, with that, it's been an honor having you onto the show. Thank you for your time. I will be contacting you off air in a few minutes after this show. Please go ahead, give us a plug party, plug everything for your Twitter, your upcoming events, and where to reach out to you for bookings.
Okay, well, everybody here can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Martin Cassus. It's Martin, Casaus. If you don't know what it is, just Google Marty the Moth. My face will pop up. You're welcome. Follow me on those three. Go to martincassus.com and sign up because I am trying to give away some free stuff. I'm trying to get that site going as well. So go to martincassus.com. I opened up a supplement company. I have some T-shirts coming out. I have a lot of free stuff that I'd like to get out and help as many people as we can. So follow me and hit me up. And please do actually write me a message because I do actually respond to fans. It may take me a while, but I actually do respond to it myself, and I love writing back. I actually opened up my Twitter so that if you follow me, you can always write me a message. And that's because of an automatic message I put in there. So write me a message if you got something to say. I'll be in Colorado Springs this Saturday. I'm going to be freaking everywhere. Follow my social media. That's where you'll find me.
Thanks, Martin. It's been an honor. We'll talk to you in a second. Everybody, don't forget Justin Roberts coming up this Friday.